Hi everyone. In this video we are going to discuss about basic process of teaching and learning. Our content of this video is we will see what is teaching, what is learning, children strategies of learning, steps in designing children strategies of learning, learning as a social activity and social context of learning, child as problem solver and a scientific investigator. So let's see what is teaching. Teaching is to engage students in learning. Thus, teaching consists of getting students' involvement in the active construction of knowledge. So, while we are teaching something to the students, at that time the students should be active. We should make some pre-teaching activities with the children. Then we have to start our teaching. Then they can actively participating in the teaching learning process. A teacher requires not only knowledge of subject matter but knowledge of how students learn and how to transfer them into active learner. So not only a teacher should not be only the subject expert, but she should know that how to make the students from how to make the students active learners while teaching and learning process is going on. The next is what is learning. Learning is the process of acquiring new understanding, knowledge, behaviors, skills, values, attitudes, and preferences. So, learning is nothing but when someone is teaching us, we are learning something which we are understanding, which is increasing our knowledge and which is improving our behavior and skills and attitudes and values. That is called as a learning. See, in our day-to-day life, we are learning one or the other thing. From birth till the death, we all are learning some new things every day. The ability to learn is possessed by humans, animals, and some machines. So, it's a common process and it's a natural process in the human beings and in the animals and in the machines also. There is also evidence for kids some kind of learning in certain plants also. Some learning is immediate, induced by a single event, but much skills and knowledge accumulate from repeated experience. Like for example, if we are having some fun fair, in that fun fair if we will put a stall, it is an activity of a one day only, but we are learning lots of things in the fun fair. In exhibitions also we are learning lots of things, but it's a one day activity only. It's a small time activity, but we are learning or we are acquiring more knowledge through that. The changes induced by learning often last a lifetime, and it is hard to distinguish learned material that seems to be lost from that which cannot be retrieved. So through the learning we cannot lost if we will understand it thoroughly. Next is children strategies of learning. This is the utmost responsibility of the teacher, parents and the guardian to work closely in designing the strategies of learning for children. So it's a three-way process, like teacher also have to include and the parent or the guardian and the children also should be included in the learning strategies. Strategies are considered to be the bread and butter of the whole system of education. If strategies are designed properly, keeping in view the resources available, teacher capabilities, teacher intellectualities, children intelligence, child curiosity, culture recognition and parent interaction. So these learning strategies are like a life-changing thing of a child. If the child will understand easily and if the child is if the child is curious to know the new things or to learn something new, then this can work 100%. And here, as we can see, that the parents are also involved, the society is also involved in the strategy of learning, and the teacher is also involved, and the children should be involved in the strategies of learning. Time and money plays a major role in designing strategies for children, as strategies are designed by a panel of experts, school principal, educationalist, or subject expert teachers. So these strategies can be made by a school principal or the experts and the educationalist, and the expert teacher can also make the strategies of learning, but with the help of parents and children. If they will be helping them, then these experts, principal, educationalist, and the teacher can make it the strategies in an effective way. And that strategies should be implemented at home also. So the parents are also should be cooperative. The next is steps in designing children's strategies of learning. So first is pre-test. Before conducting a formative assessment or any other FAs, we have to conduct the pre-test for understanding whether the child have understood all the things or not, or whether the child have understood the unit or not. So for that we have to conduct the pre-test. Then next is describe. We can give the task to the children, orally describe the particular topic. Like if the teacher finished the solar system, then the teacher can ask the children to tell about the earth, to tell about the planets, to tell about the Mars. Like this kind of task they can give them, and they have to describe it. Then next, model. Then again the same example I am taking here. If the teacher teach them the solar system, then she can tell them to make a model of a solar system. Then verbal practice. As orally the teacher can tell them to tell them to describe the things. She can ask anything, whatever chapter has been done from that chapter, but from that particular chapter she can ask the question verbally to the students. Then controlled practice. Controlled practice is also another practice which can improve the children's strategy, which is included in the children's strategy of learning, and it is also improve the learning capability of children. Then next is, in the next slide we will discuss learning as a social activity and social context of learning. So learning is an inferred process. It involves a sequence of psychological events, as learning is a social activity one learns from our family members, relatives, and friends. Socialization is the key to learn. Sometimes a single experience can lead to learning. So here, if a child is living in a society, from the society, from the relatives, from the neighbors, from the friends, from the family members, the child is learning so many things, like tradition, customs, rituals, how to behave with the elders, how to live in a society. All this and the other ethics also. The child is learning in the society with the surrounding area and in the environment. Those who are there in their in the society, with them they are learning so many things. Next is learning in the social context. Refer to all learning that occurs in and among groups of people. These groups may be made up of students in a class, employees at a work site, or volunteering community workers at a village fair. So here in the group also the child is learning so many things, whether it's his friends group or her friends group in the school. but in that particular group they are learning so many things. And it can be other groups like employees at a work site. They are also working and they are also handling or they are also learning how to mingle in a different religious people, different kind of persons, and different psychological persons, and it maybe include the different abled or special child are also there in these schools. So how to behave with them, how to be with them, that also the child is learning in the class or in their society or in a if they are if they are in the colleges, then they can voluntary work as a, or taking the participation as a voluntary community workers at a village fair. So there also they can learn how to behave or how to live in a society. These all are the things which a child is learning in the society only. The next is child as a problem solver and a scientific investigator. So here, as in our day-to-day life, we are facing completing lots of tasks. Problem solving is thinking that is goal directed. Almost our day-to-day activities are directed towards a goal. Here it's important to know that problems are not always in the form of obstacles or hurdle that one faces. It could be a simple activity that you perform to reach a defined goal. So it can be a small activity also. The problem solver is not only the solving the problem of they are not dealing with the big problems always. It can be a small problem also. If the child have to toast the bread, then too it's a problem for them. If they are doing some new work for the first time, then too it can be a problem for them. If they are polishing their shoes for while going this school, that also can be a problem for them, and they are solving and they are learning in their day-to-day life. One day they can face the problem, second day they can face the problem, third day they can face the problem, but fourth day they can be habituated to do that work and they can be little bit perfect. So here their goal is if the child is doing iron for his uniform, then here the problem is he don't know how to do the iron, and the goal is to be perfect or to do the iron. So daily if they will do in first day they will learn something, how to plug the plug-in they will learn. Then next day they will learn how to set the temperature in the iron, and the fourth day they know how to fold the cloths, and the fifth day they can be perfect. So like that they are having goal and they are daily solving the problems, and they are the scientific investigators also.